Hey guys, we're going to be talking just briefly on foreclosures from a seller's perspective and maybe a little bit about the buyers as well. Don't forget to take a moment and like the video, make any comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So how do you talk to a seller about that word we don't want to talk about, foreclosure? Guys, bad things happen to good people all the time, sometimes out of our control. So when we're talking to a seller, it's not bad to talk to them about the worst case that could happen. Something happens to you, they have to foreclose. You know, what does that look like? So you've got to be familiar with your particular state's foreclosure laws. You know, here in Texas, they are very seller-lender friendly in that you can foreclose on an investor in as little as 21 days. That's pretty quick. Send out a notice of acceleration, post it for foreclosure, and in 3 weeks you can foreclose if you're timely in your filings and your postings. That helps sometimes to give a seller the warm fuzzies. Letting them know that you're going to provide them a deed of trust for their security, which is the instrument they would foreclose under, also gives them the warm fuzzies, I like to say, that helps them to do that deal with you along the way. But sellers are always worried about this. Now, not all, but your more sophisticated sellers are going to be thinking this way. And especially if there's a realtor and especially if there's a lawyer involved, this is something that's going to always come up and you've got to be able to deal with appropriately. Sellers just want their money. They just want to get their mortgage paid in these situations and they don't want to deal with the headaches. Could you entice a seller to do your deal using a pre-executed deed in lieu? The answer to that question is maybe. You really need to check with your state's laws and property code as to what you can and can't do in Texas. That's very problematic to do one of these as they can be canceled very easily and defeated in court most likely. Other states might be much more generous on that. So always talk to that knowledgeable real estate attorney before you execute that pre-executed deed in lieu of foreclosure along the way. From there, always keep in mind that we're here to look after our seller. We want to keep our business going nonstop. We don't want the state legislatures to come in and shut us down for some reason because one or two investors get greedy and do the wrong thing. When you take care of and you protect your sellers, you're really protecting yourself as an investor and the industry out there. If something happens that becomes problematic, we don't want to make it hard for the seller to foreclose. In fact, I don't know of anybody who says, go ahead and foreclose on me. I don't care who you are. Nobody wants to get foreclosed on. So yeah, deeding the house back is a way to prevent that. Staying in communication with your seller is always a smart thing to do. Working with your seller is wise. I've seen too many times out there where investors get greedy. They collect the monthly payment from a tenant or whatever it might be, and they fail to pay their seller. And the seller may wind up in those cases getting foreclosed on because there wasn't a loan servicer being utilized or the seller simply wasn't paying attention to the transaction. And now they've been taken advantage of by the investor who unfortunately got greedy, put the money in his pocket for his own personal uses without any concern for the seller, their needs or situation as well. So understanding how to talk to a seller about foreclosure is important. What some of the options are that we can navigate with this are important. But always remember to do the right thing. Take care of the seller. So if something does happen, you can't afford to make the payments, or you have come across a distress scenario where you need to put money in your pocket, don't do that. Guys, keep in mind, if you do things like that, that is fraud, and you don't want to get caught up in a lawsuit like that. So always do the right thing. Take care of our sellers, and it'll help us prolong our real estate investment goals. So guys, don't forget to take a minute to like the video, make any comments you might have below, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Along the way, if you want to learn more about creative finance, buying houses subject to, wraparound mortgages, and or everything in between that you need to know about the creative finance business, check us out at theownerfinancenetwork.com. We'll see you guys next time.